We got to talk under eyes real quick. This about 11 and a half hours ago, it's 10:26 right now. And at 10:30 this morning, it was 12 hours ago. 12 hours ago. We did a live. Susan and I did our live. And we did one side of our face the way we used to or the way we don't, like techniques that we shouldn't do. And then we did the other side of our face with the techniques that we like today, right? And I learned a lot. I thought I was teaching something, and in the process, I was actually learning a lot. The point I wanted to make was a friend of mine sent me a video, and it had a creator showing her how to apply concealer, and she was asking me my thoughts. My thoughts were the way that that creator applied concealer for my 46-year-old skin and my under eyes would not look good in daylight. The funny thing about creators and like me that have all this heavy lighting is when we are applying makeup on camera, you can see it a lot. It has a blurring effect. I have a very high light going on behind me. So putting on a heavy amount of makeup can have this blurring effect on screen. It looks really mesmerizing. We're watching these videos. Girl, I was watching the videos too. Like that's where we ended up where we are today. We were watching all the videos and we started doing this shit ourselves. And now we're just talking about it with heavy lighting. And I need to point this out. With the lighting, heavy makeup looks fabulous. It looks like it blurs everything out. It looks flawless. All the words that are used to promote these products, right? It looks flawless. Turn the light off and it's not flawless anymore. It's not blurred out anymore, especially for my skin. There are a lot of factors in makeup. If you have oily skin, if you have dry skin, if you have combination skin, if you have texture skin, if you have crepey skin, there's so many things that are at play with how anybody's technique, I don't care how good they are, looks on you, looks on me. But a heavy concealer under my eye and using a powder puff to blend that in, and this is what I used this morning, to put that on, looks good with heavy lighting. On me, it does not look good without the lighting or once I step outside these doors. Now, my technique is to put a dot right here, some right here for the marionette, and I put dots in my hollow and I blend that up and up to my eye, almost to the lid, but not all the way. And then I use a little bit of bronzer or whatever color I'm using on my eye to also accentuate underneath my eye. Now on this eye, I know we're a little confused right now because on this eye, I did the heavy concealer with the powder puff. On this eye, I did my technique with a soft brush. I used the very tiniest bit of powder and I dabbed that in, okay? That was my technique. But on this eyelid, I did my newer technique, and on this eyelid, I did my old technique. So I was a little ass backwards. Bear with me. Point is about the light. We're gonna turn the light off, and y'all be kind, because it's been 12 hours, like I said. But look at this eye. The powder and that much concealer definitely accentuate, like it brings out the wrinkles under my eyes more than it will over here. This eye to me in daylight, without all the heavy lighting, looks a lot better than this eye. The fact of the matter is I'm 46, I'm getting ready to turn 47, and I have wrinkles under my eyes. I have a bag under my eyes. I have a hollow under my eye. And all of that's just not gonna go away. But we can do things to enhance our features and not bring attention to the things we don't want a lot of attention to. This also, through this whole process, I learned something else. I put some black eyeliner under this eye, put some light under this eye, and I'm really grasping the idea that I might like a darker eye. It's making me think about playing with my eye makeup more and finding a bolder look that I like for my eye. We'll see. The point of this video is to have realistic expectations. Lighting matters. It really matters. I use lighting every time I do a makeup tutorial or I do anything with skin or I do any kind of dance, whatever. I've got good lighting. Anybody who's on here and wants somebody to stop scrolling so you can see what I'm up to, you're more likely to stop if you see that I look a little more professional. So lighting matters, but be careful what your expectations are of what something looks like in lighting and what something looks like in daylight and when the lights turn off. The other thing I did on this face, on this side of my face, I contoured low, I used a bronzer contour low and a blush low. And for me, anything beyond this right here. This is like my danger zone. It brings my face down. It makes my face a little bit more saggy. And this side, I put the bronzer up higher, and then I put the blush up a little higher. So where my cheekbone is, I go up above that. And then the blush up above that. And I leave a little spot right here. Thank you, Erica. I leave a spot right here that I don't put anything on. So I love doing this today. I'm going to do more of this so I can see this or that, because it didn't only prove the point that I was trying to make this morning about less looks better on my eyes. It also made me look at my eye looks and want to try new things. The fantastic thing about makeup is that if you make it fun, then you'll want to do it and get better at it. Makeup should be fun. If that's what you're into, if that's what you're doing, it shouldn't be a chore. It should be something that you want to play with and see what you can do. All of our faces are so different, girlfriend. Why can't I talk tonight? All of our faces are so different. And where placement and technique come into play, we should listen and we should learn and we should do all that stuff. But if we're not playing with makeup, then we're not learning and we're not getting better at it. I've still got a long way to go, girl. But I'm going to take you along for the ride. Y'all have a good night, morning, whatever time of day it is. I'll see you again soon.